Good to go.
Okay, good evening, everyone. This is a meeting of the Dover Board of Appeals, and we're scheduled to start right now. And at 7:10, we will then go into a hearing for a culvert that is in great need of repair over Powasset Brook on Wilsondale. And we're going to have with us the town's engineers. This is an application of the town itself. And their engineers, I've been in touch with them and they seem very nice. They've done work with the town before. In fact, all other board members except for me, you worked with them on a previous thing, and that was helpful. So yeah, we'll do that. Then I think the other things that we will look at is the news that the 8185 Tisdale 40B application was withdrawn, and to be withdrawn without prejudice. What we'll do, I've got, but Felicia keeps track of all of the money because under these programs, the developer fronts money for the consultants we hire. And there is over $17,000 left. They actually replenished the fund. So they will have spent over $30,000 so far for our consultants, and that's just lost money for them. And we'll go over some minutes, from the last time we had a formal meeting, and then just anything you would like to speak about is great. But those are the items. Now, as far in helping us with the Zoom is Chris Costello. And Chris, when people do enter and are in the waiting room, I see a whole bunch of participants here. So I see nine of them. So
yeah, it's nine, including the 6 panelists. There's 3 attendees right now. Obviously, I'm a little out of the loop, so you just tell me, at any point if you want anybody to come over as a panelist.
Yeah, let's have everyone come in at this point.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, and then I suppose we need to wait until 7:10 precisely to do this, but we can say hello anyway. And will we get to see their pictures also, Chris? Oh yeah,
that'll be preference of the attendee.
There's my buddy Caitlin. Hello, Caitlin.
Hello.
Good, you've got that. That's great. And okay, John McCammond. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, John. How are you? And do you live on Wilsondale or in that area?
Yes, this is my wife, Linda. We are abutters to the project.
Okay, that's good. And let's see. Now, Caitlin, is anyone else coming from your firm?
Scott Salvucci, my colleague, is on as well, and it will just be us two. And I see Kevin is also on.
Oh, good. Yeah, I was getting an email getting an away for the day from Kevin, but that's good. It'll be good to see him. Okay. And there, Kevin. Hi, Kevin, and hello, Scott.
Good evening.
All right. I think, gosh, we should start at 7:10 so we can kill a little time. Anyone see the 7th game of the World Series?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that was an incredible game. But okay. Well, I would say, listen, we're close enough. I think we can open this up right now. Anyway, we this is an application from the town to improve the culvert on Wilsondale Street. And we've gotten, Caitlin is the project manager from the town's engineers, and she has provided a fabulous summary of the reason for the project, pictures of what it looks like now, what it will probably look like later. Uh, and, it's just the reason it's before us is this is going to be work within 150 feet of a waterway, Powasset Brook. And therefore, there needs to be a special permit, even for the town. They need a special permit from the board. We don't charge, Kevin, we don't charge you a fee. Okay, so you get a free ride. But I think, Caitlin, if you would like to start, I think the best thing is if you would share your screen with us. And Chris, is there a button I need to push, or could you do that so that Caitlin will be able to share her screen?
I think as a panelist, I can
Oh,
do
good.
that.
Okay.
And I'm happy to just jump right in unless, I don't know, Kevin, was there anything you wanted to preface with, or I'm happy to just
No,
walk through this
George
presentation.
stole my thunder introducing you guys. So
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty. So I just have a brief PowerPoint presentation that I will walk through.
Sure.
And let's see, hopefully you can see
Perfect. Yep, we
my
did for a minute.
screen. So yes, I'm Caitlin Sewer. I'm a civil engineer and project manager with Woodard & Curran, and I'm here with my colleague Scott Salvucci. We're helping the town with this project with the design and permitting. So just a brief agenda, talk about why we're here, which George already talked a little bit about, what we've provided to the board so far, where the project is, what we're proposing to do, how we're complying with the zoning bylaws, and then just a quick project status and next steps.
Caitlin, I don't
So,
think we can see the screen just yet.
Yeah, I don't think
Oh.
so either. Yeah.
Okay.
oh,
Yep.
sorry.
Yep.
Oh,
It
sharing
popped
is not
up just
turned
for a
on.
second.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
Hang on 1 second. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
All right.
George, why they're doing that? So this has already been approved by Concom, correct?
Correct.
That's right.
Yes, and the Army Corps of Engineers has also provided a certificate of conditions.
And yet we
yeah,
still have to give, they're
We-
applying for a special permit. That's the
yeah,
way
we
the law
have to
reads.
grant a special permit. That's correct. And
Thank you.
yeah,
Okay, is that working now?
Yeah,
Yes.
we can
Yep.
see it.
yes,
Okay, good.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys.
No, that's okay. Okay, so this is what I was just talking through, the agenda. So why we're here, what we've provided to the board thus far, a little bit about existing conditions, what we're proposing to do, how we're complying with the zoning bylaw section, and then just the general project status and next steps. So the reason that we're here, which George already walked through, is that we need a special permit from the Board of Appeals because the project is within 150 feet of Powasset Brook. It is already an existing crossing. We're just replacing it. But because we are within 150 feet, we have to come before you all. And so the work that we're doing includes replacing the culvert, installing head walls, new guardrail, and then essentially restoring the roadway when we're done. So what we've provided to the board thus far, there was the application form and a cover letter explaining a little bit more about the project. We have the stamped engineering design drawings, a design basis memo, which walks through how we came up with the design and the H&H analysis that we did and how we landed with the size that we did, and then a copy of the permit approvals. So as already mentioned, we've already received approval from Concom and also have a permit from Army Corps.
Why does this need to get replaced?
It's not in good condition. And I'll show you some pictures and
Okay.
Kevin, if you want to elaborate.
Yeah, no, the pictures will do it justice. It's an old fieldstone mason arch culvert. This is actually the worst one that we have in town through structural deficiencies. And it ranks, I'll be releasing a report from townwide drainage and culvert study that we did. We just got additional funding for phase two. And this is in that top 10, if you will, as far as worst roadway condition culverts we have.
Thank you.
So just to orient you here, this red dot is where the project is located. It's on Powasset Brook on Wilsondale Street. It's upstream of the Charles River and Dedham Street, as you can see here. There's also a dam just upstream and a dammed area adjacent that is privately owned and not part of the project. So this is a photo of the existing culvert. As you can see, it's a field stone and concrete culvert that is deteriorating. It's about 20 feet long, 2 feet wide, and 3.5 feet, and is irregularly shaped. There's also guardrail on the roadway that is not up to current standards, so that also needs to be replaced. So what we're proposing to do is replace the existing culvert in the same location, just with a larger culvert. And so the larger culvert will be a 6-foot high by 4-foot wide concrete box culvert that has 2 feet of embedment, meaning essentially there's 2 feet of stream bed material in the bottom, and that's in accordance with the stream standards. This will increase the flow capacity of the culvert, so making it bigger is going to provide more conveyance capacity. It will also improve aquatic and non-aquatic organism movement, which was important for the environmental permitting that we went through. And of course, it will provide a structurally sound replacement to help prevent future failure of the roadway here.
Excuse me, Caitlin, there was a good picture of the type of culvert you're going to uh, uh, construct. Would you show that picture, please?
I don't
That-
know that if I can't think of a picture. Was it in the
Oh,
drawing?
it was, actually, I could find it. Hang on.
So this is a profile, which is
That
just
is
so
over here.
we're looking sort of at the side of the culvert. So this is the roadway here, and it's just showing that we're essentially matching the existing invert. And this is the concrete box, and then on top of that is the roadway section and
Yeah.
the guardrail.
Yeah. Page 3 of the detailed materials you sent has a picture.
Page 3.
And
Of which piece?
okay, it was, in fact, tell you what, let me get it up here.
Oh, I see. Are you thinking of this?
Okay, and let me just see here.
Whoops. Is this the picture, George?
Yeah, hang on, let me just, yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah. So this is, a sort of what we would call a precedent image, or this is what a typical concrete box culvert with a head wall and wing walls and guardrail would look like. So of course, this isn't at the site. We haven't built it yet, but this is sort of what it would look like, if that's helpful for folks to understand.
Okay. And so it would have the side
Yep.
structure as well as the
Yes.
the primary box.
Yes.
Okay.
So the bylaw section that the project needs to comply with is the section 185-29, and specifically section E that talks about stream crossings. And the project needs to demonstrate that it's not doing these 3 things. And so, not significantly restricting the flow of the brook, not increasing the risk of flooding in the 100-year storm event, and if this 3rd piece is about you know, a new crossing essentially, which doesn't apply because this is an existing crossing. So by increasing the size of the culvert, we'll be increasing the flow capacity, so we're not further restricting the brook. We also are not making the flooding worse in the 100-year storm event. I included this table here, which just shows from our hydraulic analysis that we did, the average brook depth upstream during the 100-year storm event. So in the existing condition, it's 163.1. In the proposed condition, it's 162.5. So we're actually making it a little bit better, if anything.
Okay, Caitlin, this is just a legal point. You're referencing 185-29E.
Mhm.
Now, the decision, because you've worked with the town before, and you were involved with the culverts on Willow Street and Dedham Street.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, and one of the things, Alan Fryer was chairman then, and
Mhm.
the decision he issued was he found 185-29D is correct, and along with 185-29B. But he specifically felt that 185-29E is not applicable because the proposed project does not create a new stream crossing, but instead maintains an existing stream crossing, which is, so I'm inclined, and we could talk with council about this. I mean,
Well,
one way or the other, whether it's B and D or E.
yeah.
Yeah, but
So
I think
here's that
for
section D.
legal correction, what is your thought? Do you think 29E actually does apply? And was the
I
previous
mean,
decision
I'm
incorrect?
not an attorney, but I do. It is a stream crossing. I mean, it's an existing stream crossing, but I would think that any new stream crossing would want to, that the town would want them to
Yeah,
meet
yeah, I
the
don't know
requirements
how
of this
this
section.
project compares with the ones you did previously.
Well, it's quite similar. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I actually I kind of think 185-29E would apply, and that maybe the point in the previous decision might have, but Alan's an extraordinarily good attorney in this. Well, okay,
Yeah, I mean, or maybe it's both. I mean, I guess they're both sort of referencing the same thing, right?
yeah,
The same requirements.
yeah. But I can see. I mean, actually, I think I see his point. So I think we might be deciding that E is not applicable, and that's mainly for consistency with the previous decision of the board. Um, Laverne Nadir, you were on the board at the time. Was there any discussion on that, or
Not that I remember. I
yeah,
remember talking about these culverts, but I don't remember the specific
yeah, that
number that we were looking at. No.
okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the
look, I
Central
think
Maine.
here, Will, I let me see.
Yeah, I could see it being an alteration, right? Because you are taking the old and fixing it. But I mean, perhaps we discuss it as kind of an and or, right? That it meets the criteria under both provisions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think D is the thing we should, and that keeps it consistent.
Yeah, fair.
With the previous decision. Okay, and
Okay.
that's
Yeah, that makes sense. I
okay.
think the same, I think we could make the same arguments for meeting the
Yeah,
specific notes here as well. They're very
that's
similar.
that is perfectly fine.
Okay.
So okay, go ahead, keep going.
Okay. So just in terms of where we are right now, so I've already talked about the permit approvals that we've received. Just noting here that we did coordinate with the planning board and determined that they determined that a hearing was not required for the scenic road. So we didn't need to appear in front of them. And so the next steps after we work through this process would be to prepare the bid documents, which are the drawings and the book of specifications that would then be publicly bid. And the town is anticipating that construction may start next year.
Okay.
And I
well,
think that was all I had. Yep.
Well, what about the dynamite? Are you going to talk about that at all? Our neighbors would like to know.
Dynamite.
Okay, in fact, I think, neighbors, you have the floor. Is there anything you would like to say about this?
Well, I think we've had an opportunity to go back and forth over email a bit with Kevin in the last few months. And so, a number of we raised some questions, he's answered them. I think the main thing that we're concerned about here is that, the railings, this area is pretty, even though it didn't have to go through the scenic road,
Yes.
committee, it's a scenic road.
It's a scenic
It's a
road.
scenic.
It's a
And-
beautiful street. It
And
really
and
is.
so, and every Christmas, I think if any of you have driven it, that bridge is lit up with the wooden railings. And that's because we and our neighbors across the street, the Lorigs, light it and wrap garland around it. And it stays that way for about 3 months. Until the garland is completely dead. But we just light it every night. And, I think we've received a number of, compliments on it. People like it.
People
Yeah.
will stop when they see us decorating to thank us for doing it.
So with that in mind, I know we expressed an interest in having wooden railings. We get the safety issue. Kevin explained that there are steel-backed wooden railings that are used in various places around town. Springdale and Farm has one example. I think there may be some on Claybrook, but in any event, we asked that there be an option included in the bid for steel-backed wooden railings, and hopefully there would be sufficient additional money to afford that. The one good piece of news on this is that this bridge is pretty darn short. And so, I know that when there was some work on Claybrook where this was considered, the steel-backed, wooden railings, but that was 740 feet. And this is more like 35 feet on one side and 35 feet on the other side. So a lot different. And so hopefully, that can be taken into account. We can get a bid as part of the process for these, steel-backed wooden railings. That was the main thing. I think there are a number of folks on Wilsondale who support that and would like to, make sure that, that's at least, considered and hopefully adopted. So what have I missed? Yeah, so.
You know what, I think that is the main concern. I was a little bit concerned when I just heard dynamite in terms of,
No,
in
no.
You
terms
need
of,
to understand George's sense of humor.
Yes, we Powysset folks have a bizarre sense of humor. Your neighbor across the way. But okay, so now the steelback wooden railings, that's not presently in the plans, Caitlin, is that correct?
So it's
Shown in the
not.
plans?
It's not in the set that you have. We've talked to the town about including an alternate for a contractor to price. So the plans that will go out to bid will have that alternate in there. So that way they'll do the base bid, which is just the steel guardrail, and then they'll give a price also for what it would cost to do the steel-backed wooden guardrail, and then the
Okay.
town can determine
So
from a
that-
budget standpoint if it can
That
be
is a
accommodated.
desired option, but you're not asking us to make that a requirement of the permit.
But George, can we?
Huh?
Can we make that a requirement?
You know, our mandate for this is primarily protection of the environment. So I don't know that it would be a good idea for us to go beyond that, especially when we don't know the cost. I personally, but if you feel differently, let me know. I'd be comfortable with knowing that, you know, it is something, Kevin, that you would be taking into account. And Caitlin, the plans that you provide will be, again, slightly different because they're packages that go out for bid. Are there any material differences? Because I had naively thought we might just refer to these existing plans and incorporate them by reference and say, yes, our permit is for this, but are there going to be changes?
That would be the only change that I can think of. You know, normally when we go from permitting to construction, you might have to incorporate, yeah, you might have to change the design based on feedback that you've received during the permitting process. And then really it's just getting, you know, the level of construction detail into the drawing so that the contractor can build it.
Yeah.
So when we go through permitting, we're usually at like, you know, anywhere from 60 to 80% design. And then that last 20% is just.
Now that's permitting with who? Because you're permitting people.
Yeah, permitting, I mean, this process with every
Okay,
permit that we
yeah.
have to get. Yeah. So, but that's the only change that I can think of right now. And
Okay.
Scott and Kevin, feel free to correct me if I'm wrong about that, but.
Well, you know what I'm,
Does the cost, Kevin, does the cost change significantly? You've done this on Clay Brook.
So, yeah, so Claybrook Road, as John alluded to, it was about 156 feet, and the ad alternate was $130,000 additional. So the base bid on this project would be the same guardrail as Willow Street, so powder coated federal brown. And then we would have the construction alternative. So if we had the means and the finances, we would utilize that. But given that, you know, it was such a substantial change on that project, I'd be reluctant to put that in as the choice in the base bid.
okay.
But you know, again, it is a short run and both are specialty treatments. You know, the galvanized steel has to get sent out and get powder coated. And then, you know, so it could come in similar, but
Close,
certainly
yeah.
can't get, yeah.
Yeah,
And, you know, we can't bid a project before it's fully permitted. So,
could come in cheaper.
right.
Don't know.
Well, you know, I don't, sometimes in hearings where there's a contested thing, we would actually close the hearing and then deliberate. I think it's more productive if we keep the hearing in process so that we can continue to receive information as we deliberate. And our deliberation, I would think it's best we first go to findings because that's a key thing we need to do with a decision. And I'm going to run through now something that I actually circulated in draft form earlier today. The first finding would be the project includes the replacement of the Wilsondale Street culvert over Powisset Brook, adjacent to 58 Wilsondale Street, Dover, Mass, at coordinates 42.251168 71.239868. And Caitlin, I've got those from your work product. Because I couldn't find those coordinates with a compass or a good dog. Okay,
All right.
but that's important. And you've got a draft of this already. Now, then we're finding this consists of portions of a 2-lane public road that is within 50 feet. Not just 150 feet, but within 50 feet of Powisset Brook and within the setback area defined by bylaw section 185-29B. That would be our first finding. The second finding would be, and this comes from Caitlin's work product also, The project will permanently impact 22 square feet and temporarily impact 261 square feet of area below the ordinary high water mark for the purpose of replacing this existing culvert. Does that, Caitlin, does that pass muster with you?
Yeah, that's correct. And that's what we've permitted through Concom. And it's really just based
Oh.
on the extensive grading and access that we need during
And,
construction.
we will have a little something in this to provide a bit of wiggle room so that, goodness, if we're a foot or two off, you're not going to be given a stop work order or anything of that sort, okay? But yeah, we just want to get this as right as possible. The existing culvert, this is finding 3. The existing culvert consists of an irregularly shaped, deteriorated, open bottom culvert constructed with fieldstone and concrete. The existing culvert is approximately 20 feet long, 2 feet wide, and 3.5 feet high. The fourth finding would be the project will replace the existing box culvert, which has deteriorated and is in need. Is it a box culvert, the one that we have already, or
No, I mean, it's really just a
so we're just
stone.
replaced, so it's not a box culvert that's being replaced. It's just replacing the existing culvert.
We're
which is-
replacing yes, that's right. We're
Yeah.
replacing the existing culvert with a
Right.
concrete box culvert.
Good, okay, which is deteriorated, need a replacement with a 4-foot wide by 6-foot tall reinforced concrete box culvert with a 2-foot embedment depth.
Mhm.
Okay. Then the next thing I think we need to find, there are no material differences in the soil conditions or topography between the existing condition and the proposed condition. So you're not going to be bringing in loads of sand and other stuff. I mean, this is essentially, the dirt is going to be just the way it is, except we'll have a bigger culvert. Is that
That's
fair to
right.
say?
That's right. Mhm. And
Okay.
we're really matching existing topography to the extent that we can.
Okay.
Quick question, sorry. Since you're almost doubling the height you're doubling the width and almost doubling the height of the culvert. The width, okay, I get that. You can go wider. But the height, I'm assuming the road isn't going to go up and be a big bump, right? So I'm assuming that means it's just going to be a lot deeper. Am I correct?
There's going to be something under. There's a 2-foot embedment depth, which
That's right.
that would make
Yeah.
it 4 feet above the ground, then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so 4 feet above the existing invert.
Okay.
So it's 6 feet embedded 2 feet. And we're really not changing the grading of the road
Okay.
significantly.
Okay, that's a good question, John. Thank you.
And I did have one question about the cement. How visible will that be for this culvert versus what's there now? Will we be looking at cement?
Well, I
Let's
think it's pretty
go
veget.
to the sample that was, I think, a few pages after.
Well, I don't know that that
No?
sample is a
Oh,
great
it's not a good
reference.
sample.
I mean, it's a good example of a box culvert, but I mean, this area, as you know, because you you live there, right? I don't need to tell you, but it's pretty heavily vegetated. And
Yes,
so,
yes.
I can't tell you exactly how much you're going to be able to see it, but it'll be beyond the roadway, and then sort of the open part where it's most exposed is going to be facing away from the roadway, and the ground will be kind of graded up against the concrete. So I don't think it will be an eyesore by any means. I mean, it's a pretty
I think we'll see
typical.
it though.
Yeah, we will see it from the side of we have part of our house at the end does look out over that area.
Yeah, I mean, just based on the picture
Right.
that you showed us before on page 3.
Well, right, and that's a picture from a different project, right? So it's not going to look
Right.
exactly like that. This, that was a much wider. That almost looked like I don't know where that picture what that
I
picture
guess I
project that
would
picture
say
is
is
from, but
as much as you can see the stones of the culvert now is how much you'll see of
That's it.
the concrete walls.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
because it's
over
going in the
time-
same spot. So
mhm.
And over
Yeah, and the
time,
stones kind- sorry.
vegetation will grow back too, right?
Yeah, and I
Over
mean,
time, yeah.
part of the project is, restoring the vegetation on that slope so that it stabilizes.
Okay, then I think the next thing we should find is the project has been designed so that the new culvert will maintain and improve the existing conditions, or is it maintain or improve? I think maintain and this will be an improvement, correct?
Yes.
And what's if this weren't being done? What's wrong with what we have right now? Explain why this is an improvement.
Well, I mean, I think
There's voids in the fieldstone above the road or under the roadway above the culvert.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. That's good.
There's street signs and chicken wire from 20 years of filling it in, maybe even more, from tenured staff down at Highway that have told me they filled that in repeatedly. Sinkholes in the road.
Okay. Well, I think the next thing we need to find is the applicant has submitted sufficient evidence that the proposed work will not alter the natural pattern of drainage into a river or stream or Parisic brook, and will not alter the rate, volume, or physical, chemical, or biological characteristics of runoff within the 50-foot setback from Powasset Brook. Is that right? I can read it again if you like, but I think.
Yes, no, that's absolutely true.
Okay, excellent. Then the proposed project as described in submitted materials meets the criteria of bylaw section 185-29D for issuance of a special permit for construction within the setback. And the last thing, which is really patterned on the prior decision, Alan was clear that 185-29E is not applicable because the proposed project does not create a new stream crossing. So we're really improving an existing crossing. I can see that distinction. So I think those are the findings of fact that I think if everyone has agreed would support a decision to grant the special permit. What I'm thinking, and I would say as presented, because the application has included with it, and you did exactly what we wanted. You included hard copy, a number of hard copies, and that's helpful for us. And there for McCammons, if ever you wanted to actually see the hard copy, it's Felicia is very, very good at finding things, in town hall. But I think the only thing I think we should think about is yes, but what if there are some minor changes that come about in the process? Should we say that if there are changes, you should come back to us, or board members, what do you think? Or should we have more or less a materiality thing that?
That's what the Conservation Commission does. Is it a minor change or a major change? Yeah.
Yeah.
And is Kevin going to be overseeing this? Is he the main Dover watchdog for this project? Or conservation? Is somebody going to be there every day, kind of just riding by and looking at it, or what's your job?
Yeah,
in this?
so typically it'd be myself or the operations superintendent. and the town engineer kind of as a combination. And then for the bigger milestone projects, we typically bring Woodard and Kern on is through construction administration services. So those, setting the abutments and the major aspects of the project, the designers overseeing those, that they're built to compliance of the plans.
When we do a project not like this, but when we do a project at levels, we like to have one person that really knows what's going on, because everybody else has an opinion, whether you want it or not. So I didn't know if you were the go-to person or not.
Yeah, yep, it would all be facilitated through myself.
Okay, perfect. I like that.
Okay, well, I think we could actually take a number of votes at this point. First, for the findings of fact, may I have a motion to accept the findings of fact as presented? And they will go into the decision before we actually have the decision.
So moved, Nancy Green.
Second, Nadir Ahmed.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay.
Nadir Ahmed.
That's great. Okay, the next thing is actually the decision itself. I think we should have a motion to grant the special permit and as presented, and that this includes minor and non-material changes which may be made to the plan in the process of bidding the project without necessity of coming back to the board, but any material change, you need to come back to the board, obviously. Okay.
So moved.
Okay.
Nadir.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I want to clarify before. So what's material, George?
There are lawyers who make a living off of that word.
And I'm not one of them.
I would say here that if there is a change in size, if instead of 6 feet with 2 feet underground, it became 8 feet or 10 feet or something of that sort, that, obviously we'd need to go back for that. And then I think also in this vote, and I'll shape it a little better for the minutes. The rails themselves will note that the steel back wooden railings, the cost will be looked at, and the feasibility, and that is approved also, even though it's not in the plans that are presented. But that won't be a condition of the permit.
Okay.
Okay, may I have a motion to accept that stream of consciousness vote? Let's see if we can make it a little better. Okay. In fact,
so moved, Nancy Green.
Okay.
Seconded, Laverne Lovell.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Okay.
Aye.
Good. And I think throughout this process, I think that really should cover things. Now, logistically, what I will do so that we don't have to have another formal meeting, I've already roughed out a possible decision, provided that there were no, different things presented from what we saw here. I'll circulate that to the board. I was thinking possibly even sign it tonight, but or approve it tonight. What I would like to do is now have a vote, much like we did at a previous matter, authorizing the chairman to draft the opinion, circulate it, And unless a member calls for a new hearing to discuss things, that I'd be authorized then to sign it. Laverne would then certify. That prevents really needing to have another meeting for something that seems to be pretty clear and non-controversial. If we had had 20 neighbors here with pickets, we would not be as informal. But I, I think, but I think that will get things done. Then what we will do, Laverne, we're old hands at this. You know, I'll
Yep.
let you know when it's with Felicia. I'll sign it. You come in and sign it also, and then
Yep.
that starts a 20-day period where if someone does want to object, they don't object to the board. They actually go to court and start an appeal process that way within 20 days. And you're not starting work until 2026. So that is not a real issue. You're not going to start work a couple days from now. Because if you do start work within 20 days, it's at your own risk, in case someone does appeal.
So moved.
Okay.
It's agreed.
Okay. Well, listen, I think
Yep.
that is
Well,
great.
George, I think everyone needs to vote, don't they?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. We should. Okay. Yes, George Cemento.
Yes, Laverne Lovell.
Yes, Nadir Ahmed.
Yes, Nancy Green.
Okay, fine. I'll show in the minutes. I mean, it's again, who voted. Identify you for purposes of the minutes. That the minutes will be separate from this, and we'll approve the minutes the next time we get together. Okay, I think that's great. Thank you, Caitlin. It was really, I can't tell you how helpful that set of
Yeah.
materials was. It was just beautifully put together. Scott, it's good seeing you also, although I know you work as a team. And Kevin, you go ahead, and if anything, if you need any clarification, let us know, okay?
George, do we need to close the hearing?
Pardon?
Do we need to close the hearing?
No, yeah. Oh, yes, I think you're right. Yes, now that we have, that is good. Thank you, Nadia.
Hey, George. Sorry,
Yes.
we just wanted to clarify one thing.
Sure.
I mentioned at the beginning, we're property abutters 58 on the north side of Wilsondale. We do not own the property on the south side, between the bridge and the pond, right? That's the
Yeah.
Lorigs. That's Gray Lorig and Yolanda Colson, who we are in close communication with,
Yes.
but they're not here.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to clarify,
Thank you.
I know
That's-
we submitted whatever forms we needed
Yeah.
for our property, but we have nothing to do with the other side of the street.
And I don't believe they received those forms.
Right. So
Well,
that might
that would come from Felicia.
The town would initiate that. I believe they're talking about the right of entry form because part of the temporary water controls are on John and Linda's property. So the north side of the property, if you pulled up the plans, the project doesn't come even close to the property line on that side. It's much closer to the dam, actually.
It's all within the public right of way on the other side.
And will we receive notification when the process is going to start, when you're going
Absolutely.
to be entering our property? Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And then the other question that I had was, how do we keep abreast of the bidding process? How will we be informed about the railing decision and that sort of thing?
Yeah, no, again, there's really no timeline on that. So this project's contingent on funding. It's slated for annual town meeting 26. However, DOT just opened up a new grant that actually the portal opens up tomorrow. So we're going to be submitting this for construction funds through the community culvert program through DOT. And they'll make awards sometime in January. or closes in January, so sometime after that. But either way, it'll be months out. But I would certainly be the point contact and your liaison to the steps in this project.
Okay,
That's
wonderful,
great.
wonderful. And we would appreciate that simply because I'm not sure why we were not deemed a scenic road, but I
So,
think everybody,
just to answer that question, scenic roads, their jurisdiction and purview is only on stone walls and trees.
Right.
And there's no stone walls
I
or
think
tree
that's okay,
removal
so-
encompassed
okay.
as part of this
I see.
process.
I
Yeah,
see. Okay, that
because it is
explains
a
that.
scenic road. Yes, absolutely.
A very pretty road. Yeah.
Well, thank you for that clarification. I appreciate that.
Well,
Absolutely.
that is great. I think, again, thank you, everyone. I think board members, we can go on to the next
Well, we have
matter
to-
on the agenda.
Did we close this hearing?
Yes,
we have to-
yes. Okay, yes, you're absolutely right. You know, it's fun being informal, but yes. May I have a motion to close the hearing?
So moved. Close the hearing.
Okay.
Second, Nancy
Okay.
Green.
Yep. George Chimento, aye.
Nadir Ahmed, aye.
Oh.
All right, well,
Okay.
thank you, everybody.
Hey, listen,
Thank
it's
you
Forward
great.
to the
very
lights
much.
this year. Look forward
Oh,
to the
it's
lights.
really, really good
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will
Yes.
be out.
Yeah, we'll actually, usually it's mid-December is when we light it up.
Yep, or
Oh.
right
Look
after
forward to it.
Thanksgiving.
That's
Thank you.
Anyway,
That's
Thank
really
you
Bye.
so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Okay, board members, I think the next thing we have to address is the,
Thank you all. Good evening.
hey, you bet.
Bye.
Good night.
Okay, well, you know, I think what we do now, for 8185 Tisdale, you know, the hearing itself just closed I'm not sure whether it closed on getting the withdrawal letter or if it closed on October 30th based on, you know, the extension, because we decided there'd be no need to keep extending the hearing.
Were you surprised, George, that they pulled out?
No.
No,
It-
too many obstacles.
Yeah.
No water for
it
one thing.
just, yeah, and
Yeah.
I think
Though,
here,
though it might still come back, right? So it's not entirely,
What?
it's not with prejudice, so they could still.
yeah, it's without prejudice, but
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
not going to pursue this. I don't believe, but that'll be their decision. And
That's right.
yeah, so I think here we'll just acknowledge that the hearing has closed.
Okay.
And that I think I'd like a motion to to acknowledge receipt of the withdrawal.
I move to acknowledge receipt of the withdrawal and to the extent necessary, move to close the hearing based on that withdrawal.
Yes, that's fine.
Second.
That's fine. Okay, very good.
Aye.
So we've got that, and yeah, and then let me just see here. Sharing the screen.
Though can I make another motion while we're at it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I move to approve the minutes for the May 20th meeting, 2025 meeting as written and circulated by George.
Oh, thank you.
Second.
Oh,
I
All in
agree.
favor? Aye.
Yep.
Aye.
Yeah.
great.
Oh, perfect.
And then I don't think you really need to vote on that certification I did in lieu of meeting. Did anyone attend the planning board session when this was in August, when all the boards were invited, you know, their members to attend the planning board information session about the MBTA matter that was coming up in September.
Yeah, I didn't attend. I did not attend, George.
Oh,
Nor did I.
I went to
Yeah.
one of those meetings, George. Which one was that? August
this
18th? I
would have
think I went to
been
that.
August
Yeah.
18th, and
Yeah.
yeah, Mike Blanchard, I think he had talked with council, and they were concerned that even though this is really something that is exempt under the state's open meeting law. If it's really just informational, that or like training or some kind of event, they were concerned possibly if a quorum of us started deliberating during this seminar, that could be construed as a meeting. So at Mike's request, I and other board chairs had this notice of a meeting put in the thing in the as an agenda item. And since in fact we didn't have a quorum, in fact I may have been the only one that I guess who attended that. There was no meeting. I'm just basically saying, and we did no deliberation on this. We were really just citizens getting informed. So but I'd like to have this so that when someone looks at the town listing and they see an agenda item for August 18th, that we've got something filed there that explains we didn't in fact meet, that this was just a session. So I think that's just something I could sign as chairman. We don't even need to vote on this.
Thank you, George.
Yeah.
One other thing, let's go back to 8185 Tisdale. They've got money on deposit for this they went through the first 20,500, the second 20,500. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. These are the amounts that were drawn against it for the two consultants we had, the architect and the civil engineer. And I was very clear to both the principals of each of the consultants. If anything else is owed, I've got to have it by October 30th, and otherwise it won't be paid. The architect was very clear about that, and Sean Reardon, the civil engineer, acknowledged in writing that he knew. Sean's very, very busy. I don't think he would have done any other work, but there was some submission back and forth. But I feel comfortable just paying this. He's on notice also that we have, got to.
Is the gentleman we used for the 40B piece of it included here too? Because this is the architect and then the engineering.
Yeah. Sean.
There was the other individual. No, but
Yeah,
there was the other individual from the college. What was
Oh, no, he gets paid by the state.
Okay.
Yeah, Ezra Glenn.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Ezra, that's right.
Ezra, yeah.
Yeah. He was really wonderful. Cliff from the architectural firm is retiring now, and that's too bad. Yeah, he's really a delightful guy to work with. So may I have a motion to refund this, and Felicia will then draw a check, or have someone in town hall draw a check.
I make a motion to refund the funds that were not used to Paul McGovern, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, to Tisdale Land LLC, technically.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
Second. Sorry.
All in favor? Let's list our names. Chimento.
Laverne Lover.
All right. Okay. Hey, this is great. We got this done, I think.
Hey, George, I just wanted to let you know, so on, 15 Park, they're building a garage.
Yes.
Yeah, they're building a garage. I was like, wow, they cornered that garage. When we were there, I kept saying, why don't you put the garage here? We can't because we have flower beds and we got chickens and we got this. And they're putting the garage right where we suggested they put that garage.
Well,
the place it's a nightmare there. The place looks like a nightmare.
Rope across that trail
Yeah.
that would go down to the church.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, yeah, then, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
town council basically was clear that they don't feel the Board of Appeals should be involved in this, in
Nope.
that part of it.
Oh, yeah, no, I agree. But I was just
Yeah.
surprised, you
But
know,
I
when
think it's great,
was
Nick.
down there, it's like, wow,
Yeah.
they acted pretty quickly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good to know. You know, you're a very good planner, Nancy. There was another another project we had where you came up with a good idea. That's great. Okay, is it time for a motion to adjourn?
Yes, good night, George. Put that
Um,
knee to bed.
So
Listen,
moved.
yeah, it's
So
time
moved,
for an ice
yeah.
pack, I'll tell you.
I bet.
Okay.
Thank you, George.
Yeah,
Listen,
Thank you.
I will work on this decision and get it to you, you know, within a few days, so we can put it to bed.
Take it easy. If you need us, let us know.
All right.
All in
Thank you
favor of
very
closing the
much.
meeting?
Hey,
Aye.
hey, no more
Closed.
fattening food. Okay. Thank you, Nancy.
You're
Thank you,
native,
George.
George. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.